This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.
On a brutally hot night in Fenton, Missouri, St. Louis FC knows that they've got to get their offense as hot as the turf is here at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Ramsey alongside my partner, Bill McDermott. It is hot, but normally extreme humidity is with the heat in St. Louis. It's low, 44%, but 90 degrees. Bill McDermott, this will be a test of stamina and fitness tonight on the turf at Worldwide Technology.
Well, and in particular, at this stage of the season, for St. Louis FC in particular, who have just undergone 7 games in 22 days. This is a different block of their season. And Dale Shilley tells me that with the difficulty of that match prior to all these having taken place, the severity of the difficulty, that should prepare us for the stage of the season.
You have all the games smashed together, and then you go play at altitude.
In your very last game, and you start those 7 games in 22 days by playing Louisville, who are high atop the Eastern Conference and continue to be. So it was a difficult stretch for St. Louis FC. They're still in the middle of the pack, but I think that a game like tonight, you'll see, as I just mentioned, can they get through with some sort of degree of certainty after they've gotten through this very difficult stage of the season. So many games, so many days, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, training in between. And as you just pointed out, Bob, as it gets much more hotter here in St. Louis during the summer months, even though it's early June, rigorous training schedule on this same turf. It starts to take its toll on the players' bodies.
This one's important as St. Louis, as you take a look at the standings, St. Louis really in a 4-way tie for 6th place as you see the top of the conference.
Yeah, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, coached by local player from Illinois, Steve Tritchu, really doing well. Well, since we last spoke, the Vancouver Whitecaps have lost 2 games. Los Dos, the Galaxy, they're in 3rd place. Rio Grande, an expansion team, and there, as always, is the Sacramento Republic. So for St. Louis to win tonight to get 3 points, they can launch themselves back into the upper part of the Western Conference.
Yeah, if they can get 3 points tonight, as I said, tied with 4 other teams for 6th place, to jump ahead of them, get back into the top tier, serve notice, and they need to do that tonight. They need to get on the board.
Especially here at their home venue. We talk about that all the time. You have to be convincing when you're playing at home. You have to win, but you also have to entertain. Now, those might be two difficult things to accomplish in the heat of this particular day. Now, there may and most probably will be water breaks at approximately the 30th and the 75th minute. The 4th official's job, if it is indeed above 82 degrees, which it almost certainly
90 right
is.
now.
It's 90 right now. He has to do the measuring at the center circle immediately after the warm-ups and then prior to the kickoff in the first half and the second half. So you will indeed see water breaks, erring on the side of caution for the players and the referee.
Yeah, and not to belabor the point of the weather, but for anybody who's been in St. Louis and certainly athletes who have played here, normally the killer is the humidity that goes with the heat. The humidity is down significantly, and so that may make it palatable.
That's really unusual, Bob, because normally in St. Louis, they come hand in hand.
Absolutely.
They usually do.
We'll talk a little bit about Sammy Ochoa and what he does and why he could ruin a home party for St. Louis.
Well, let's put it this way. The thing that's most germane about Sammy Ochoa is that the visiting Tulsa Roughnecks FC have 10 goals. He scored 6 of them. Now, Dale Shilley and St. Louis FC are very wary of Ochoa up top. He'll be playing alongside of Christian Mata, who is his setup man. But they know that Ochoa is gifted anywhere in and around the penalty area, and they did a lot of things to strictly prepare for him this week. Balls played into the center circle, out of the center circle into the penalty area. Take a look at that first 11. Jake Feener gets a start in goal. Normal players starting in back for the visiting Roughnecks, with the exception of Watley, number 6. Anthony Peters steps in there. Christian Mata, he's the guy who supplies all the balls for number 9, Samuel Ochoa. Davern, an Irish player at midfield. Gary Lewis also inserted into the first 11. But some other familiar names, and in particular for St. Louis fans, he played his intercollegiate soccer at St. Louis University. Number 13, Raymond Lee.
Yeah, so you take a look at what Tulsa brings, and as the aforementioned Sammy Ochoa is a guy that, he's a guy that has scored 60% of their goals. It's that simple, and you've got to make somebody else beat you. You can't let him do it.
Well, Ochoa, anywhere in and around the penalty area. He's had a very experienced young career. He's only 28 years of age, perhaps getting towards the end of his prime part of his career, but he's been with the Sounders. He had 8 goals with them in 2012. He had 5 seasons in Mexico's Premier League, so he has been around. He's very experienced. Number 9, Samuel Ochoa. We'll be watching him throughout. Everybody is the same. The back 6 in the defensive part of things, Parker Marr, A.J. Cochran, Richard Dixon, Sam Fink. Sam Fink will be alongside of A.J. Cochran, Chad Bond, James Musa. But Seth Rudolph, he gets a start tonight on the right flank because Dale Schilly says he has earned it. He's been excellent in training. He gets up and down on the flank, and he has speed and stamina to burn. Jameel Hardware, the middle of the midfield, right underneath Irvin Herrera, and Brandon Barklage out on that left flank. Now, Herrera, when St. Louis FC beat Tulsa at home, and that was earlier in the season. As a matter of fact, Saturday, May 21st at Tulsa, 5-2. 5-2 St. Louis wins at the home side, Tulsa Roughnecks, and Irvin Herrera gets 4 of the 5.
Tell us more about Seth Rudolph, who gets the look. He's from Belleville, is that correct?
He's from Belleville, local player. Dale Schilly's very familiar with this play. He spent the last 2 years in Sweden. He's come up to the St. Louis Scott Gallagher system. He played 3 years at George Washington University, and he was an all-10 player, Bob. So we've seen him in and around the St. Louis area, not just from Belleville, but also playing in the A-10 against schools like St. Louis University. So Seth Rudolph, he's wearing number 91. He gets a start on the right flank tonight. Mike Ambersley still nursing some hamstring problems. Said he's almost ready to go, but certainly not ready to play in the first 11, and he's not even dressed tonight. And Shiloh Shuma, likewise, nursing a hamstring. Still not 100% yet.
Let's take a look at the goalie comparison tonight.
Well, Mark Pace for St. Louis has really been playing solidly all year long. A very stingy 1.4 goals against average. He's played in 10 games. His counterpart at the other end, Jake Feener, he wears number 25. This is just his 6th game. He's played in 5 games so far. 2.6 goals against average. But some veteran goalkeepers in this league, and these are 2 of the better ones that we've had a chance to watch here at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park.
So as you take a look at this matchup, it's a game you feel, it's an overused phrase, but don't you as the team, don't Dale and his athletes have to come and say, we got to win this. This is a must-win. We got to establish it early and dominate.
Well, as I said to you when we first came on the air, Bob, their season, Dale Schilly mentioned to me, that is split into 5 blocks. This is block 3, if you will, games 13 through 18. We had a very difficult stretch with those 7 games in 22 days, but those moments should help define us as to what kind of a soccer team we are now. We should be able to take advantage of that difficult stretch. So we're going to see firsthand how they do it, especially playing a home game here. 3 points cure a lot. Get the team back on track. St. Louis FC is in the midst of a 2-game losing streak. Tulsa, meanwhile, is in the midst of a 3-game losing streak. So one of the things that really differentiates these teams, though, is talking about St. Louis FC and all the games they played. On May 21st, the game I just referenced, St. Louis beats Tulsa. They didn't play another game until June 4th. And for them, it doesn't get any easier leaving here.
Right.
They're at home next weekend against the Galaxy. And then following that, they're away that following weekend after the home game against the Galaxy out to Los Angeles to play Los Dos.
So you know what St. Louis FC has to do. Let's go to X's and O's. How do they do it? What are the matchups? What are the key elements to get a win here?
Well, I think what they have to do, like they have done in past home games when they've been successful, everyone's getting better on the ball. Consequently, the soccer is better. Richard Dixon, Parker Marr have to get out of the backfield. They have to help the wide players. And Seth Rudolph, like any player who's inserted into the first 11, has to prove why he has been inserted in the first 11. Run at people, get balls over, play early balls. He has a tendency to dribble at people, and then once he's beaten them, he may want to do that again. He's changed the way he's been playing. He's getting the ball over much quicker. He's playing the ball earlier, and that is one of the reasons why Dale Schilly has inserted him into the first 11.
Well, as we get ready here, as the teams get ready to make their way onto the pitch, a nice crowd tonight. Doesn't look like the heat has kept many folks away. May not be a sellout, but it'll be a good crowd nonetheless.
There's been good crowds here, Bob. As a matter of fact, the very first game, the home opener, way back on Saturday, April 16th, against these same Roughnecks, 5,531, a sellout. So you're looking for a crowd maybe similar to that. At that particular evening, everyone on the staff here at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park told me we could have probably got 5,700 people in here, but we don't like to do that because we don't want to sacrifice service to people who are a little bit lower than that absolute max. So to keep the service going, they're probably leaving around 5,500 people.
So we'll see what they do tonight as the crowd is fired up and excited about this one. And now Dale Schilly will lead his squad out onto the pitch. And as we mentioned, St. Louis needing those 3 points tonight to climb in the standings, then go on the road to Arizona on the 18th, back home on the 25th, and it's on the 2nd on the road over to Kansas City and Swope Park before back-to-back home games. So it's back and forth in this part of the schedule.
Very much so, and a very difficult Western Conference. Dale Schilly, Tim Leonard, Brian Jones, they knew that going into the 2016 season. So as you referenced earlier, Bob, St. Louis in a four-way tie for 5th place. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks, Vancouver Whitecaps, they're in a 2-way tie for 1st place with 22 points, but that 4-way tie for 5th place with 16 points, Portland, OKC Energy, St. Louis FC, and the Real Monarchs.
We're at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park in Fenton, Missouri, suburban St. Louis, right next to the Merrimack River, and we'll take a break. The national anthems are coming up, and we'll be back with the play-by-play right after this. St. Louis FC Soccer.
Early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Worldwide Technology Soccer Park in St. Louis, as it is St. Louis FC and Tulsa Roughnecks FC. Bob Ramsey, Bill McDermott, as we get this one just about ready to get it underway. And, in my view, Bill, these St. Louis crowds, they have been for a month now waiting to erupt, waiting to go nuts on a high-scoring game. This might just be the night that turns St. Louis FC fans on to a fever pitch.
Possibly. And I think what St. Louis FC has to be wary of in that particular capacity is that the Tulsa Roughnecks probably have a long memory.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that the last time these two teams met, they lost by a score of 5-2 after having led that particular game. They lose by a score of 5-2. As I mentioned, Irvin Herrera gets 4. Now, the 4 goals he got, the 5-2 victory, is due in large part to the fact that they were playing with 10 people, the Tulsa Roughnecks. Player got sent off early in the first half. So when you're playing at home and you get taken apart like that, and you're professionals, you got a real long memory.
Bad taste.
Yes.
Bad taste. So we'll see how they want to break out and get this one going. And putting the heat on early, putting the pressure on early. We saw St. Louis do that at home, and playing against really well in the cup game that was here 10 days ago. The putting the pressure, controlling the ball, and not just long strikes and then have to give the ball up and come back. Possessing it and being dangerous consistently for minutes at a time is something that appears to be developing.
And those are the 2 key words, Bob. The possession, but as long as something comes from the possession, that means you're dangerous. Dale Schilly told me during training this week, I looked at the tape of that game and just shook my head as to how some of the balls did not go in. But they played very respectably against Minnesota, a team that is supposed to be better than them. But anyone who was watching that particular game, there was no huge gulf between these two teams and between the two styles of NASL and USL soccer.
St. Louis changes it up a little bit. They go to the Kelly green tops.
Mm-hmm.
White shorts, navy blue socks as they come out. And it looks like the Russian Red Army as Tulsa comes out all red kits, and they're ready to get it going as our fans and more fans continue to stream in here to Worldwide Technology Soccer Park.
And a goodly portion of the field, Bob, almost covered by shade now, which will be tremendously helpful for the players because during the week when they're training, Central Time, 10 to 11:30 in the morning, it is really hot. And the ground, the artificial turf under their feet is unbearably hot. So they're accustomed to the heat, but after a while, irrespective of what kind of shape you're in, no matter how young you are, this weather will take a toll on you.
Jake Feener, the keeper for Tulsa. Of course, Mark Pace back in the crease. And we're just about ready to get it underway. Jameel Hardware up there with Irvin Herrera.
And Jameel Hardware, as of late, Bob, in that central part of the midfield, he's been really pulling the strings. Things that you expect him to do, and along the way, running from sideline to sideline.
Right in for Hardware. Seth Rudolph got a touch right away. Get him involved, and then up top, Rudolph again. He dumps that back, looking for Musa. Now Parker Marr. Parker steps between two defenders. Now a third. In on goal. Oh, just tipped away. Still has possession. Loose in front. And a slide tackle knocks it away in the area.
What's one of the things you said might be a key to this particular game? Try to find this man, Irvin Herrera, and the wide backs trying to do that. Parker Marr almost from the opening center off. Look, he goes off in a maze of his own making. Number 6, Parker Marr, up from left back, gets in deep as he is. He tries to knock it back that deep.
Chad
forces the corners.
back live. I'm sorry, Chad Bond. Send one into the area, headed back out. Another long shot. Oh, just tipped over the top. Hardware. He had a go at that upper right corner.
Wonderful work from Jameel Hardware. Struck for pace and accuracy. He curled this ball, kind of clipped it with the inside of his right foot. Nicely done by Jameel Hardware, who got that second ball outside the penalty area.
Chad Bond again, this time right corner. Little lower angle, tried to get one in low. It was knocked away. Hardware is there, wants to come to the right side, mishit it, and Tulsa will bring it back. Their first possession. Moving forward and up the left side. Mata had it for a moment. Now Villalobos lofted one in, but easy for Mark Pace, and he'll bring it out.
You saw very quickly there when Tulsa broke out of the backfield, They tried to find Villalobos as quickly as possible at a wide position. They did just that.
Cochran and Fink, the stalwarts in the back, along with the overlapping flank players.
And A.J. Cochran, Bob, the only guy on the team. Whoa!
Came way off his line and then slipped and fell. Did Feener. Now they roll one through Hardware, sort of we missed our chance, and flip that one in there.
That was almost a miscommunication between the center back and the goalkeeper, Jake Feener. And Jameel Hardware almost had the opportunity to get on the end of that.
May have mishit that one a little bit. Barklage sends it back in. Herrera tried to get there.
Whistle up for offside. Over and back was number 19, Irvin Herrera.
Sanazaro tried to send it through, broken up. Parker Marr rolls it back. They'll give it up. Cochran and now Fink as they control it from the back. On the ground at the feet of Barklage. Tripped up, caught in a double team. Villalobos brings it out. Tried to get somebody to run onto that, but the only one that is Mark Pace. Fink and Cochran. A.J. swings it left for Parker Marr. Marr drags it and then gives it back to Cochran. Not putting a lot of pressure on, so he'll take his time and survey. Now to Fink. Fink across midfield on the ground. Looking at Hardware. Now it's Dixon. Dixon and Jameel. Oh, showed it, pulled it back, sent one on. In on goal, Herrera. Tough angle shot. Oh, what a save by Feener. Loose, and he grabbed the rebound. Oh, Feener saved the day on a marvelous opportunity set up by Jameel Hardware.
Great work by Jake Feener, the goalkeeper, to come off his line. But this play made possible by Jameel Hardware. Receives, turns, goes past the last defender, spins the ball.
A shot, they score! Oh, while we were away. Herrera sent it in, and it's Seth Rudolph. Rudolph punches it in. The cross came across the middle. And on the right post, the far post, Seth Rudolph punches it home.
Seth Rudolph gets his first for St. Louis FC. And welcome to the first 11, number 91, Seth Rudolph. St. Louis FC doing the build-up again. Irvin Herrera gets out wide this particular time, curls it in. Look at this touch at the near post into the opposite side netting from number 91, Seth Rudolph, artfully done. And you see once again Irvin Herrera, who gets out into the flank, not just at home inside the penalty area, but wide positions as well. And a nice, delicate little touch from Seth Rudolph.
Very nice, unselfish play by Herrera.
Very nicely done. Chased the ball down, brought it down nicely, got it across the goal mouth. And Seth Rudolph with the elegant touch into the opposite side netting.
Mata got worked over by Marr, couldn't control it, and they'll get it on the sideline. 1-0 St. Louis. Well, again, it was interesting. Tulsa wanted to play it back to their keeper, but it was, I don't want to use the word lazy, but it was just an undesirable pass.
Hasn't been too
it was
efficient
soft.
so far.
It was
Hasn't been
soft.
too efficient between the center backs and knocking it back to the goalkeeper, Jake Feener.
Mata, and then they take a quick shot. There's a nice little setup over on the right side, but Pace is there. Mark will bring it out.
Mark Pace alert to it. Good sure hands at the near post.
Marr on the left sideline. Parker works it back. He's got Cochran. Now more pressure on. In the first 4 minutes or so, there was no pressure at all on the backs. Now they put a little pressure on. Battling Herrera. He's roughed up at midfield and will win that dead ball. It was Anthony Peters all over him. He's a big man. Now they bring it back the other way. Saved by Dixon. Can't control. St. Louis will get it. Good play by Barklage. Now Herrera. That was tipped away. Dixon fires it on. It looks like it's onside. Hardware knocked it down. He got run right over. Completely run over by Peters. And we play on.
Jameel Hardware brings down a very difficult ball. Brings it down at his feet on the ground. Here comes the ball into the penalty area, nicely brought down by number 7, Jameel Hardware. He's fouled by their center back, number 6, Anthony Peters, but we played on.
If you want to know what kind of cleats Peters has, just look at Hardware's back after the game. It'll be imprinted there. battle through the midfield. I wanted to swing it left. Barklage said no. Brandon says it, sends it ahead. He has Herrera. Herrera, one man to beat. Now two. Herrera approaches the area. Cleared up, has some space. Pulled down from behind in the area. Are they going to say it's outside? Oh,
Well,
I don't know.
it's just outside. Well, first of all, it's a yellow card.
Right.
This is clearly a yellow card offense as number 5, David Abidor, pulls down from behind number 19, Irvin Herrera. Good on the ball is Herrera. And a free kick will be just outside the penalty area for St. Louis FC. I don't know what the referee, Kevin Terry Jr. was watching on that particular play, but it had to be a yellow card.
So now you have Herrera and Bond. Now Herrera all alone. 4-man wall. Moves in, left foot, bent it, popped over the top of the goal. Nice save by Jake Fiener on quite a bender there.
Low ball coming in from Irvin Herrera, curls it around the wall, makes Jake Fiener play, gets it over the top of the crossbar. Another corner kick for St. Louis FC.
Quick corner. No, we got a quick corner right here. See if they're going to go for it. Sends it right through the middle. Up top, header attempt knocked away. Boy, Bond has been quick on those corner kicks. They send it back through. Looking for an opening. No, Barklage. He's run down from behind. Now here comes on the way. Mata has a man left side. Looking for an opening. Villalobos knocked away by Dixon. So a quick counterattack attempt off that corner. Nicely done by Tulsa.
They got into the backfield very quickly, and that's their design now. They're away from home. They got to chase the game.
Villalobos, Ray Lee, back to Lobos. Sent in and cleared out. Fink was there. Picked up by Abidor. Tried to find a man, but Chad Bond broke it up. Herrera, the man on his back, took a shot to the back of his head, shakes it off. Abidor back with Peters.
Peters in that center back position, Bob. The normal center back, Matt Watley, not in the first 11 tonight. He's played a lot of soccer for Tulsa, number 4, Matt Watley.
Cochran will bring it out. We're in the 10th minute. Already had tons of action on both ends. Pace has made a couple of saves already, and Fiener has been tested. Been beaten once, but St. Louis has been all over him. Up the sideline. Peters is there, back over his shoulder and into the stands.
So 1-0 early on some nice work between Irvin Herrera and Seth Rudolph. Seth Rudolph gets his first goal for St. Louis FC.
Dale Shilley, the genius.
Yes, sir.
He can accept that now, can he?
Puts him into first 11 because he's been doing well at training. He's changed the way he plays. He's playing the ball earlier, gets the ball off his feet quicker. He gets rewarded with the first 11 appearance.
Cochran and Marr. Marr on the left side. Parker back through the middle, wanted hardware. Peters read that one, came over the top and broke it up. Now through the middle, looking to steal him back, and he does. Is Chad Bond. Chad Bond with the side of his foot for Herrera, knocked away. Bond gets it back. Got knocked down, got right back up again. Herrera from Barklage beats one man, tries a left-footed shot, bent it, diving for it was Jake Fiener. I think that would have been wide, but a nice attempt.
Good work by Irvin Herrera in a tight space. Nice by Richard Dixon to join. Brandon Barklage also getting involved, and that's what Dale Shilley is trying to do during training, Bob, getting the wide midfielder and the wide back on the same page together so that they can work nicely, breaking the line, getting the ball forward.
Ochoa had it for a moment. He was well marked, and it was taken away. Now they'll send it back to their defense. Come up the left side, Raymond Lee. Try to get it to the left side. He does, lost out of play. Knocked away by Dixon. It'd be the throw-in for Tulsa.
Good attempt to build up right there for Tulsa, but nice defense by Richard Dixon. Just don't let him turn anywhere close to the penalty area.
Abidor and Peters now. Peters at the center circle. Swings it right for Senazero. Senazero at midfield, up the side. Couldn't find an opening. Wanted to get it to Ochoa, has to battle. Boy, he is marked very tightly. Nice work. Nice work by Seth Rudolph to just stay in his shirt.
Get a body on him, stay close, don't let him turn.
They tried to roll one through, and it goes all the way through. St. Louis will get it.
And that's another one of the things that Dale Schilly knew he would get from Seth Rudolph, inserting him into the first 11, a solid work effort.
Let me remind you about Walter No Florist, your personal florist since 1983, family owned and operated. Order online today at WKF.com. As we're into the 13th minute, 1-0 St. Louis. Mark Pace to midfield. Rudolph got involved. He won the ball back in the air. Nice job to Chad Bond, and ahead to Jameel Hardware. Has a man, it's Herrera. Beautiful pass. Split the defense to the left side of the area. Holds it up and waits for his teammates. Looks in, clears some space, and then dumps it out to the left side. Want to bring it back through the middle. Parker Marr gives it up to Hardware. Jameel, left side of the area. Jameel, long pass, tried to send one through. He wanted Musa to run under that, but they couldn't connect.
He saw James Musa making that run from a deep position, and after keeping it out on the left flank, saw the run by Musa, thought he could find him. Nicely thought out.
St. Louis-based Worldwide Technology, recognized as one of the 100 best places to work 5 years in a row. Worldwide Technology.
So that back six, Bob, it's been pretty solid. It's been pretty much the same all year long. Dixon and Parker Marr, the wide backs. Fink and A.J. Cochran at center backs. Chad Bond, James Musa, the holding midfielders.
In the midfield, Raymond Lee, and that one was knocked away. Villalobos gives it up to Dixon to throw it in. Now Musa with it in a triple team, whack from behind. St. Louis will throw it in again. No, it'll be a free dead ball. Fink and Cochran. AJ will try the left side.
Yeah, Cochran again continuing his marathon pace for St. Louis FC. Only player in the team that's played every minute of every game.
Parker Marr, a long run up the sideline like a tightrope walker. Finally gave it up with about 20 yards to go. They look to clear to midfield. Fink, or rather Bond, got back to break it up, and now Dixon. Dixon blasts one back the other way. Now headed into the midfield. Bond with Hardware. Quick pass. Oh, he saw Hardware, or rather Herrera curling under. Now they send one back through the area again, but no St. Louis player could run under it, and Feener's going to grab it and hang on.
That is what Jameel Hardware has gotten so much better at, Bob. He's really improved this game. The early ball behind people looking for Herrera. Now, Herrera contributes to that because he's always looking to make that run.
Tulsa trying to get something going on the offensive end. Ochoa drops it back. There with DeVore. Devoren all the way back. Abador. Tried to send one up the left side. Fink goes back, knocked away, and that will go to St. Louis. And Dixon will throw it in.
Yeah, ruled last touch by Sammy Ochoa, doing his job against Sam Fink and A.J. Cochran. If you can't get the ball, don't let those center backs play.
Tried to run it back through. A little overly ambitious, trying to send it the length of the pitch for Herrera. And now we've got a whistle.
Yeah, it was offside, the quick
Yep.
play.
Stolen away in the midfield. Musa sends it ahead. Hardware looks to run it down. Slide tackle knocks it away, and out of play to be a dangerous opportunity for a throw-in.
Good defending there by David Abidor.
Now it's Barklage off the throw-in. Sends it out top. Bond for a header attempt. As that was Rudolph looking to head that down, but couldn't get anybody to run onto it as he kind of hit it down to his feet.
Early ball sent in by Chad Bond. A little bit higher than he would have liked, but Seth Rudolph, nonetheless, wouldn't let the play die. Tried to make it work.
Feener to midfield. Stolen away in the midfield. Here comes St. Louis. Herrera and Musa. Herrera holds up, shoots, scores! Herrera! Oh, the stop and go. Now you see it, now you don't. Into the back of the net and a double backflip. St. Louis leads 2-0. Oh, a diabolical play.
This is made possible by the run of number 14, James Musa. Wisely gives it up to the goal scorer. Now, an ordinary forward shoots this now. Herrera keeps it. It's across his body, curls it into the opposite roof of the net. Calm, cool, composed finishing by number 19, Irvin Herrera, but a wonderful run by James Musa.
Yeah, as soon as Musa had it, you knew this was going to be an opportunity. Now, you didn't know that was going to happen, but he created it by first getting open, then getting the ball and making the run.
He made the play possible, and then you give it to the finisher. You're the maker. You're the contributor. Give it to the finisher, and that's exactly what Musa did. That's a nice understanding between the two.
7th goal of the year for Herrera. St. Louis leads 2-0. What a goal.
Very nicely done. Good finishing, calm and composed, very certain with the ball at his feet inside the penalty area.
That little okey doke there was an ankle breaker. That was special.
A lot of, as I mentioned, Bob, a lot of ordinary forwards who get into the penalty area aren't that calm and composed on it. They shoot that.
They want to blast
as soon
away.
As that ball goes across their body. He cuts it back across his body, puts it on that right foot and curls it into the opposite side netting. Brilliantly done, calm and composed with the finishing.
We're in the 19th minute, 2-0 St. Louis. Now off the dead ball, Villalobos sends one into the area. Pace had it, lost it. They shoot it, shot it wide. Oh, it was a wide open net and missed. The ball went through the hands of Mark Pace. It dropped, and I believe is that Peters?
Yes, it's Anthony Peters.
Peters went down, kind of a falling side volley, and he missed the open net.
Peters was up for that flighted ball into the penalty area. First of all, a rare miscalculation and a rare error by Mark Pace as he let that ball slide through his fingers. But Anthony Peters will not get a better opportunity.
Amazing. Now a hand-to-hand combat at midfield. Take a look at how close Peters was.
Here's the ball curled in by Villalobos. Normally 100% sure-handed, just a bit taller than his reach, and Anthony Peters on the side volley before the ball hits the ground just goes wide.
I'll bet you when they look at tape, Peters will go, I didn't know I was that open. He probably could have settled and shot.
He was probably too shocked that he was that open.
He wouldn't believe it. Now Musa on a run. He's got space. Oh, he gave it up. Wanted to give it to Herrera. Held up. More hand fighting. Boy, I would like to see Musa let that one fly.
Because James certainly has the capability of shooting from distance.
But being a good teammate and unselfish goes a long, long way to making a team work together. Now it's Parker Marr in the back. Picked his pocket ahead to Hardware. Jamil, it's 3-on-3. Hardware moves forward, steps over again. Up top, a blast! Oh, and the save by Feener.
Jamil Hardware, 2 or 3 step overs, if not more, outside the penalty area. Forcing that defender to play. Gets a shot on goal, makes the goalkeeper play.
Well, in the 21st minute, we've seen, the most explosive 20 minutes of play. Now Herrera gets it again. Herrera, one man to beat. He does beat him. Slide tackle, knocked it away. Beautifully done at the last moment by David Abidor.
Good work by David Abidor, who along with a lot of these players, began his pro career playing in Sweden.
Before another opportunity came along, I was about to say, this has been the most offensive 20 minutes I've seen in a year and a half.
It's because from the opening center off, this team was committed to forcing this other team, the visiting team, the Tulsa Roughnecks, to chase the game.
That's where they have it now, 2-0, a long, long way to go in this one. You don't want to change your tactics and maybe even step it up a notch. They're playing at a 10. Can they get it to 11?
And Jamil Hardware's been so actively involved in all of the offense so far, Bob. He's dropping back into center circle. He's finding people, finding them early, dribbling at defenders. Very good work by number 7, Jamil Hardware.
Cochran takes one away, and I'm starting to get a sense, and you understand it, Tulsa getting a little chippy, I'm noticing. A lot of grabbing and pushing. Barklage on the sideline for St. Louis. Back for Dixon. He'll roll at the fink. Back in his own end to set it up. Wants to drive one to the far side. Looking for Seth Rudolph. He finds him. Oh, it takes a high bounce away. Runs it down in the corner. Rudolph waits.
Yeah, what a ball from Sam Fink. Inch perfect from the right center back to almost the left wing corner flag for Rudolph. Brilliantly flighted.
Chad Bond controls, gets it to Cochran. Hardware spins and gives it up to Musa and gets it back. Near the arc. Oh, tried to roll it through for Barklage. Just got a boot on it.
Again, good work by Jameel Hardware with the ball at his feet. Tried to play the ball in behind the defense on the ground for this man, Brendan Barklage.
Now Barklage from Musa. Up through the middle. He wanted Hardware. Side volley shot. Hit the crossbar. Oh, Rudolph almost had his second. It hit the crossbar and stays in play.
Seth Rudolph.
Woo-hoo.
Folks, ladies and gentlemen, Dale Schilly, the coach, you will not keep me out of the first 11. Good work from Seth Rudolph to hit that on a side volley.
Blasted that had some pace. It blasted the whole net.
That ball went across the entire width of the penalty area, just about, Bob.
Ballin tries to get something in the offensive end. Ballin on a run. Double team, breaks it up. Now Musa takes it for St. Louis, shoved by two hands from behind. Take a look at Seth Rudolph.
St. Louis FC continues to attack across the penalty area, bounces once, twice. Then on that blast, Seth Rudolph hits the face of the crossbar. Good work by Brandon Barklage. As deep as he was, that's how deep he knocked it back. When it bounces once, twice, three times across the penalty area, it's going to be trouble for the defense. And Seth Rudolph ran onto it and hit it first time.
Pace drives the ball. Broken up with Dixon. Nice control. Chests it over to Musa and then gives it up to Sam Fink. One touch and back to Cochran.
If it's not on to go forward, play it to the center back. Both center backs are more than capable of joining and playing on the offense and giving brilliant balls like that out of the backfield.
Nice diagonal pass forward to Herrera, but he just let it slip through. He's trying to get it to change directions, but didn't control it.
Try to get it to Herrera. That's instant offense, Bob, from the center circle or anywhere around it. From the center back, it's on the ground. It's at the forward's feet. It covers 40 yards.
Chad Bond in the middle. From the left side, they go right with Dixon. Dixon and Barklage couldn't quite keep control of that one. Picked up by Matta.
But that's one of the things that Dale Schilly's trying to get, the understanding between Barklage and Dixon, and then on the other side, Rudolph and Parker Marr.
To know where in the overlap man comes over.
Dixon went forward. He looked up. There was nowhere to play. Barklage slides back, shows, makes it easy for him to play.
Abador in the middle with Peters at the center line. Nifty little pass, gets it ahead, but they can't keep it ahead. Balance forced back, in fact, loses possession. Keeps it in, but to the wrong team. Now Hardware has a man to beat, and he's got Herrera with him. Has to slow up to stay onside. Here he comes, moving in. Rolled it through and held up was Herrera. Nice job by Peters to get away with holding him up.
I think that Irvin Herrera thought he was going to run into an offside position, but good work nonetheless by Jameel Hardware to run right at the defense again. And that's what that central midfielder is supposed to do in that 4-2-3-1 formation. The midfielder underneath the top forward runs at people on a 90-minute basis.
Bond with a nice job there, gave up the body to make the play. And make sure to tune in every Friday night to the Big 550 KTRS FC Soccer Weekly, 7 to 9 p.m. with interviews from players, coaches, and executives from around the league. KTRS FC Soccer Weekly every Friday, 7 to 9. Here comes St. Louis again.
The entire month of June, Bob. Copa America, Europa 2016, USL action, MLS action, Liverpool coming against
Barklage sends one across the face, all punched away by Feener. Casual to intense. waiting, seeing the opportunity. And then striking like a snake. Barklage, nice play. Now back for Cochran. Looking for that man Barklage on the right side. With Hardware. Spins and dumps it back to Musa. James curls, left foot, wanted to go over the top and try and get it to Rudolph just a little too far. And Feener, the Tulsa keeper, comes out and makes a play.
A little bit too direct that time from James Musa, trying to get it from the right flank to the left flank with the big ball over the top of the defense.
Playing field totally in shade now, and with the humidity down, it'll cool off enough for the players, I believe. I think it'll be fine the rest of the way. Dixon and Barklage wants to get it to Herrera. Couldn't get the timing down with the defender, didn't want to go off sides and gives it up. But knocked away again. Bond is there. We've called Chad's name a lot in this first half.
As a holder, he's moving up a bit more now alongside of Musa, not allowing the midfield for Tulsa to get anything going anywhere in and around that center circle.
Gary Lewis sends it back. Peters is there. Senazaro hemmed in. Fires it forward. Dangerous play. Herrera almost beat Feener to the play. Feener just had to drive it out of bounds. Hey, G&W Meat and Bavarian Style Sausage Company, proud to be the official brand of St. Louis FC. Celebrating over 50 years as a family-owned St. Louis tradition, you can't beat G&W Meat.
Yeah, tonight, Bob, in the Copa America, as a matter of fact, United States against Paraguay. Game's probably over about now. They were playing in Philadelphia, playing at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Colombia's playing Costa Rica. They're playing in Houston, 9 o'clock Eastern time. So United States will find out shortly where they go and who they'll be playing. If indeed they won tonight, we'll keep you updated on that at halftime.
Barklage and Raymond Lee in an intense physical battle. Finally won by Lee as the ball goes out of play, and Tulsa will keep it.
We find out from our producer on site that the United States did indeed win that game tonight against Paraguay.
Dixon, oh, nice play. Gets it to Musa. Musa just going to let one go through. Easily played by Feener, though, as that rolled through. Nice play by Dixon. Kind of a little backheel nutmeg to get it to his teammate.
So depending upon what Colombia does against Costa Rica, the United States has 2 wins now. They have 6 points. Colombia has 6 points going into the game. Most likely, being ranked 3rd in the world right now, they will beat Costa Rica tonight and get the full 9 points, so they'll finish 1st in the group.
Dead ball, St. Louis half. Gus Villalobos. About 60 yards out, 50 let's say. Into the 30th minute, 2-0 St. Louis.
Another player who began his pro career in Sweden, Gus Villalobos.
Now Mata is there with him, so is Lewis.
Fairly new player, just signed the 11th of May for Tulsa.
Villalobos sent one to the right side. Try to settle it down, couldn't. Sam Fink comes out of the scrum and has it up the left side. His long pass to clear it was broken up, and Tulsa will come back. Into the area, far side, have a man, tried to pluck it out of the air. Nice effort, but up to the task was Mark Pace taking it from Christian Mata.
Christian Mata at that opposite post. Tried to hit that first time, nicely engineered by Tulsa. From the right midfield area all the way over to the opposite post, finding the isolated Christian Mata.
Hardware and Marr with Musa. Wants to go up the left sideline for Seth Rudolph. Rudolph beats his man on a dead run, punches it ahead into the area, sets it down low. Oh, he tried to get it across for Herrera. I think it was bouncing too much for the shot.
He couldn't quite get his foot on the end of that. Number 19, Irvin Herrera, but good running alongside of the flank player, Seth Rudolph. Runs onto it, nods it down into his path with the continued stamina and pace. Lays it off square. Nice defending by number 5, David Abidor.
Chad Bond, left corner for the corner kick. These have been quick and dangerous here in the early going.
Chad Bond, who played for this visiting club last year.
Curled right through the area. Header attempt knocked away. Good punch away by Feener. Now look to settle outside the area. Quick side volley over the top of the crossbar. What a shot by A.J. Cochran.
A.J. Cochran gets that second ball, and Jake Feener says, how many more shots are going to be incoming? Rudolph, who's been running on that left flank. Cochran up for the corner kicks.
Now Bond will get this one out of the right corner.
Yeah, Chad Bond, who played last year for Wales, played in 22 games for them, had 8 assists, so that's his strong point. He played for Sacramento in 2014, Bob, when they were champions of this league.
Bond tried the near side. He got it back and tried to angle in for a header. Musa snapped one off, but it went wide. He's frustrated. He thought he had a shot at it.
Nice
He
work.
did.
Nice work again by Chad Bond, curled into the penalty area. Waiting for that cross. Herrera, Musa, a little bit deeper still up from the corner kick play where Sam Fink and A.J. Cochran, the dual center backs.
St. Louis-based Worldwide Technology is a proud supporter of St. Louis FC and soccer in St. Louis. Worldwide Technology understands that with the right culture and teamwork, great things can happen. Peters misplayed it a bit, touches it back to his keeper Feener under a little bit of duress, so we'll send it to midfield. Headed down, curling back. Villalobos had a touch but couldn't get it there. Now St. Louis taken away. Here comes Rudolph again. In on goal, tough angle, and he couldn't quite corral it.
Again, the pace from Seth Rudolph, and that is exactly what you want from a flank player. Get it wide to the wide midfielder and have him dribble and beat people.
They don't have any tape of him, and this must be a nightmare. Hey, just take the scouting report and just tear it in shreds and throw it in the air. Who is this guy?
Who's this new guy in the first 11? Seth Rudolph. All I know is I don't want to chase him around for 90 minutes.
Get one of the younger guys in here. Rudolph had a piece of it to break it up. Now Musa, little sliding play to tackle to take it away. Dvorin, though, was able to control for Tulsa. Swings it left. He's got Matta. Matta wants to give it up there for Raymond Lee. Back. Oh, a nice little give and go. Lee had some space, but closed by Dixon. Sent into the middle, broken up by Fink, but recovered again by Lee. Near the area, up top, headed high in the air, into the penalty area. Bodies fly. Gets a little testy, but it's cleared out nicely. Dixon sends it ahead to Jameel Hardware. Tried to get it to Herrera, but it was broken up by Peters.
And that one was at the center circle, Bob.
Yep.
Another early ball from Hardware from a much deeper position, and Herrera would have been on there. He was flat level with that last defender, Anthony Peters.
Ochoa just a moment ago with a rare touch. St. Louis has played freeze out with him. They're not going to let him touch it.
Well, Dale Shilley, as I mentioned, during the middle of the week, they were sending balls into the penalty area, anywhere at the tip of the penalty area arc, sending balls into players like A.J. Cochran and Sam Fink with forwards standing right in front of them, knowing that we couldn't allow Ochoa to turn anywhere close to the penalty area, either with an early headed clearance, the early clearance, or above all, not allowing to receive and turn.
Fink and Cochran for St. Louis with Parker Marr up the left side. Musa comes back to get it, back to Parker. Goes to Cochran.
Good work there by Musa. Seems simple, but he goes out, finds Parker Marr, makes it easier for him to play. You break the line that way.
Tricky little backheel pass from Barklage to Dixon. Now Bond is under duress. They want to attack Dixon. He stumbled. May have rolled his ankle a little bit, recovers, but so does Tulsa. They bring it back with Matta. He swings it to the left side. He's got Ochoa, a rare touch. Ochoa with the ball at his feet, then has to give it up. Bond was all over him. Now back through the middle. That's broken up. It's Hardware pushed down from behind. They play on. Lewis curls back and gives it to Lee. Now he wants Dvorin. That's taken away. Here comes St. Louis. Nifty play. Dixon sends it ahead. Had an angle, but that angle was read by Abador. So Dixon says, well, I'll take it right back and let's try again. Up the right sideline. Gets it back. Herrera has his man Hardware. Spins on his man at the arc. Looks in. Double move. Gives it to Herrera. Just outside the penalty area. Chips it left side. Looks for an opening. They look to settle. It's Rudolph. He's curled back out to the corner. The defense recovers. Now a shot through the middle by Parker Marr is broken up as it curled away from the goal. And back to Cochran. The offensive side of the center line, but couldn't control it, and Tulsa recovers. They send it back in deep and let it roll harmlessly to Mark Pace.
Too direct from Tulsa. They're much better when they build anywhere from in and around the center circle, trying to find people like Mata and Ochoa.
Musa had Herrera. He broke free at the right time, but couldn't quite catch that ball on the ground. Couldn't catch up to the ball on the ground from Musa.
The idea is there again.
Yeah.
In behind the two center backs, on the ground, on the angle, and it's early. Every defender hates that ball behind him on the ground.
Bodies fly, they trip. Barklage and Mata both go sliding into the Tulsa bench. They're both okay. Pull each other up, slap on the back, let's go.
And Christian Mata gets a yellow card for that particular effort against Brandon Barklage. Unusual case. Christian Mata, Bob, he's the first Tulsa resident to appear in a USL game for the Roughnecks. Went to the University of Tulsa, so he's familiar with the area. Talks about that last yellow with Kevin Terry Jr., the referee in charge tonight.
Barklage, Jameel Hardware. Oh, he poked it through. Herrera's wide open. He rolls on. The shot. They score! They score! No flag. They score! Hardware and Herrera. Oh, my. The dynamic duo made it look easy.
Once again, Hardware and Herrera combined, and obviously the two center backs, everyone defensively in the penalty area, thought that either Hardware and or Herrera was going to be offside. Again, on the ground, it's early, more or less scooped to him. Herrera looked up. He thought he might have been offside when he received it.
But the
Such
man,
was not the case.
The far the back was the one that was deep enough to create the onside play.
Everybody else was pushed up,
yeah.
except him. So Jameel Hardware combining very nicely with Herrera, but again, it's Hardware who makes the play because he gets the ball, head up immediately, dribbles at defenders.
Wow, 3-0 St. Louis here in the 39th minute. Tulsa in the offensive end looking to get on the board. Sent one through the middle, knocked out of there by Parker Marr. Jameel Hardware with the goal, his second goal of the year.
Unassisted in the 38th minute.
It may have been technically unassisted, but the fact that
By the mere presence of Herrera, it was assisted.
now here comes Hardware again. Tried to send one through. Fans want a handball and a late whistle. They'll get it.
Anthony Peters inadvertently touches that with his hand, kicks the ball away. Depending upon what kind of mood the referee's in, he could give him a yellow, and he just did. So Kevin Terry Jr. gives a yellow to number 6, Anthony Peters, frustrated. Kicked the ball away from the side of the foul and got a yellow in the process.
Hey, Walton O. Florist, your personal florist, family owned and operated since 1983. Order online today at WKF.com.
Anthony Peters had played last year with Wilmington this league. He also played with Harrisburg and Richmond. Had some stints in England, Wales, Norway. Number 6, Anthony Peters, center back in the first 11 tonight in the absence of number 4, Matt Watley.
One of those guys that has the big traveling valise with
Exactly.
the stickers all over it wherever he's been. Certainly a well-worn passport.
When you start running out of pages in your passport,
You know you've been around.
doing some work.
Cochran in the back. AJ with Parker Marr. Marr looks for some space instead to Bond. Bond under a lot of duress. Shoved from behind. They play on. Here he comes in on goal. Tipped away. Loose. Up top looking to settle. Mata shot off the chest of Bond. He got in there and blocked that one.
Yeah. Surprised Christian Mata did not strike that first time coming in off the flank.
Villalobos gave it up. Top spin ball comes into the area, booted away by Rudolph, who came all the way back to handle it. Now Herrera gives two defenders some trouble. They have to just clear it out of there. Herrera's everywhere tonight. He and Hardware are giving the Tulsa players, they'll have nightmares on the way back home.
He's really making the two center backs, Anthony Peters and David Abidor, play. He's trying to get the ball back as quickly as possible up the top of the field.
Now Mata swings it left. Raymond Lee sends one through, try to cross, but it knocked away that time by Sam Fink, and it'll be a corner kick opportunity, I believe.
Corner for the visiting Tulsa Roughnecks, who come into this competition in 10th place. They have 7 points. They come in with a 2-8-1 record. St. Louis FC 4-4-4, 16 points. One of the 4 teams tied for 5th place.
Dumped out top, trying to make a move. Good play by Rudolph to slow him down. Looking for an opening. Couldn't find one for Villalobos. He'll throw it in from the sideline. Up top with Lewis. Lewis Tries a bender. Oh, a beautiful shot. He bent that one nicely, right post into the middle, but Pace saw it the whole way.
Great idea by number 22, Gary Lewis. Receives, turns, looks up, tries to curl it into the opposite side netting.
Richard Dixon for St. Louis with Bond. Bond ahead for Jameel Hardware. Back to Dixon. Tulsa trying to put a little more pressure on again. Now we're in the 43rd minute. They've had a couple stretches. They've tried it, but haven't been able to do it consistently.
That last pass has not been there for the visiting Roughnecks, and as you pointed out a moment ago, Bob, they have not been able to get Ochoa involved effectively at all.
Wow, and Ochoa is really working over Dixon, clearly out of frustration. Now they lob one ahead. He moves in. Ochoa's shot well wide, 10 feet wide. Then he jumps over Mark Pace.
Chested down nicely by Ochoa, made the run at the near post. A competent forward like that, that ball has to go into the opposite side netting.
Dixon and Ochoa is just sick of seeing Dixon. That's the whole deal. He's sick of him already. He is very frustrated, and scorers get frustrated
Positively.
when they can't have the ball.
And when things aren't going their way, and you saw one of his frustrations just a second ago. He tried to hammer that ball inside the near post when normally he's calm, composed, puts the ball on the ground and simply passes it into the opposite side netting.
Now it's Sam Fink for St. Louis. Sam across midfield, getting into the play. Once had to have Rudolph run under one. He was well defended. Rudolph is now on the scouting report. He had two men back. He couldn't get to that one. Tulsa wants to counterattack. Here they come.
There you go from Ochoa. Now going back a little deeper, Bob, to find the game. He starts us with his back to play, just lays it off, and they come out of their own backfield.
Frustrated, they're going to try and get it to him, 60 feet in the air. That's not going to happen. Back through the middle. Flip to the wing. Ochoa has to go get it at his feet. Again, Dixon all over it. They go back through the middle. Gary Lewis running left to right. Fires to the wing. Cenizero drops it back for Peters. Peters and Abador. Try to get something on. Can't. They can't control it through the midfield. Back for Abador. St. Louis putting on pressure. And Rudolph takes it away. Seth is having quite a half of soccer here tonight in St. Louis.
Again, Bob, that last pass, trying to get something through on an angle to somebody getting forward, just wasn't there. When they knocked it back, Dale Shilley and I talk about that all the time. When you knock it back continually, you're forced to face the same 10 people all over again.
Every time you knock it back, they can get in shape.
And they get a little deeper. They find their positioning, and they get back very simply.
St. Louis recovers through the middle. Musa, who's had a marvelous first half, with Cochran. They go back and forth. And that's going to be the first half of play, as St. Louis was content to whack the ball around a little bit, and I don't blame them. They have earned a nice rest on a hot night in St. Louis, and the offense has been hot. Pressure on from the first touch to 45 minutes in.
From the opening center off, Irvin Herrera, Jameel Hardware have been tremendously dangerous. They more or less are saying, St. Louis FC is saying that we are determined in this third block of our season to get this off on a positive footing. Dale Shilley, the head coach, has told me much the same. We want to cure a lot of ills with 3 points tonight.
There's the domination.
Decided margin of advantage for St. Louis FC.
Marvelous first half of play for St. Louis, looking for more to come. But first, it is Jimmy Hewer, and he'll tell us everything we need to know about this game and the world of soccer. Coming up, we'll be right back on the Big 550 KTRS.
We've found our first family here for our Father's Day piece. What is your favorite thing about being a father?
Just spending the time with the girls, watching them grow.
What do you want to be doing on Father's Day?
Sitting at home with my girls.
We got another family at our tailgate. Introduce yourselves.
I am Kara.
I'm Robert.
And Roberts, what is your favorite thing about being a father?
Introducing my son to all new things, including St. Louis FC soccer games.
And what do you hope to be doing come Father's Day?
Probably just relaxing with the family and maybe having an ice cold frosty one.
And Kara, what is your favorite thing about Robert as a husband? What makes him such a good father?
I love watching him play with our kids and seeing how much he loves our kids makes me love him even more.
We found another family. Introduce yourselves for us. What's your name?
I'm Christopher Hastings.
I'm Annie Hastings.
Jeff Hastings.
And kids, what is your favorite thing about your dad?
He's loving.
He's a soccer player.
What is the best thing about being a dad to you?
Being able to coach them and sharing the passion of the soccer game with these guys. So when they grow up, they can pass it along to their kids as well.
Happy Father's Day!
What's your name?
Craig Bosler.
And I'm Colin Bosler.
And Colin, what is your favorite thing about your dad?
My favorite thing about my dad is he's at every single one of my soccer games and supporting me.
What is the best thing to you about being a dad?
Oh, just watching your kids grow up, seeing everything about them, kind of reliving your own life through them, watching everything that they do, the good and the bad, and learning from it, knowing that you just stay an arm's length away, let them live their life, and just have a good time doing it.
I'm gonna get a little cheesy here. You tell your dad Happy Father's Day for us.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Thanks, son.
We got another family here. Introduce yourselves. What's your names?
I'm Victoria.
I'm Brad.
Hey, Victoria and Brad, who do you have with you here?
This is Alessandra. We call her Allie.
Hi, Allie. All right, so what makes for a good father, in your opinion?
Lots of patience. He's the fun one in the family. I've got to kind of have the hard hand, and then when it comes to Daddy, she's just a softie for him. She just sees him and she melts.
And what is your favorite thing about being a father?
My favorite thing about being a father truly is just seeing her grow up. You know, I know that we always envision, kind of what it's going to be like, but I can tell you what, it's when you first start off, you're not really sure. But then, once it happens, it's just a miracle. And every day I realize that more and more.
Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds like she's got a good set of parents. So on Father's Day, what do you want to be doing?
Probably spending time with her. Maybe get out early in the morning before she wakes up and go play some golf with Grandpa. But mainly just spend time with her and enjoy her. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, do you want to give him a quick Happy Father's Day?
Happy Father's Day, love.
so
to
much.
2 years with her.
Thank you.
All right, we've got another group of fans. Tell us who you are.
We're the Bond Squad.
And we're going around asking everybody who their favorite player is, and I've got a feeling I know who your favorite new player is.
Oh, yeah, Chad Bond, number 8, all the way. He's the cat.
Why do you guys like Chad Bond?
For us, he came in, he was really exciting. He was a big midfield guy with Tulsa last year, so we're really excited to have him here, and it was just kind of like we wanted to make him feel welcome, so that was a big part of it.
Who else are you rooting for on the pitch tonight?
Brandon Barklage and Mark Pace is always fun. Those two are always coming up and talking to people at the meet and greets, which is great to see him connecting with the fans.
Who's your favorite player for St. Louis FC?
Vince Cicerelli.
And why do you like Vince so much?
He's for his first year, his rookie year. I guess he's just been, he came up big for us already once, so he's coming on strong as a sub a couple times. So, just you gotta like him.
We've got one of our younger St. Louis FC fans. Introduce yourself for us, bud.
Jacob Hicks.
And Jacob, who is your favorite St. Louis FC player?
Parker Marr.
Why do you like Parker so much?
Because he'll beat a guy, but then he'll draw defenders to him, and then he'll lay it off to the open man.
And I assume that's exactly how you play as well, right?
Yeah.
We've got some more young St. Louis FC fans. Who is your favorite St. Louis FC player?
Patrick Duty.
Why do you like Patrick Duty so much?
He's cool.
I don't know what more you can ask for. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's a good player. I am in agreement with him here. Who is your favorite St. Louis FC player?
Patrick Duty.
Why do you like Duty so much?
He just gets on the ball,
And I assume you're probably part of the Duty crew. You follow them on Twitter at least?
Oh, I actually do not, so...
We'll cut that part out. We won't let them know. We won't let them know where you're parked, where you're hanging out tonight. Don't worry about it, man. We got another few fans here. Introduce yourself for us.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm a season ticket holder.
And Ryan, you have a favorite new player with St. Louis FC. Who is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably say Cicerelli. He was pretty clutch in the beginning of the season, kind of got us to where we are right now. So we're competing for the tops of the West right now. Probably because of good chunk of that's because of him. So.
All right, we're inside Worldwide Technology Soccer Park now with a few more fans. Who is your favorite player?
I'm a goalkeeper fan, so I just love watching them guys. We sit kind of down near the end, so we get to see him for at least half. So Mark Pace has had a great season so far, and we're looking forward to lots more.
That's what I like to hear.
Blue Chip Pest Control presents Bugging the Coaches.
Tough few weeks for everybody. A lot of games in a short period of time, and every time we turned around, we play a game, recover, do a little bit of preparation, then play another game. So it was tough to get into a routine of training and trying to put new things into play and to establish or reestablish where we were and where we were going. Now the season has opened up. We're back to one game a week. We get back into training and start refocusing on league play and developing a style and continuing with the improvement. It'll be the third time in a short stint, and they've had some tough times, but could be some player movement going on down there that we're hearing about. So I'm sure that Coach Irving will have them very well prepared, and he will not rest on poor performance. So they will give us everything that we could want. I'm sure of it. Coach Irving's been in this league for a very, very long time, and he's been in it because he's good and he knows what it should look like. So it's going to be a tough game.
Blue Chip Pest Control, protecting homes and businesses since 1959.
Stretched out to the middle, back to
Broke it up. There's a shot. They score! They score!
at halftime. FC. And Erwin Herrera gets it going. Little cross into the depth of the penalty area. And in his first start for St. Louis FC, number 91, Seth Rudolph just redirects it into the opposite side netting. Beautifully done. James Musa wins a tackle near the center circle. Goes right at the defense. He eludes 1, 2, 3 defenders. Plays a ball on the ground into the penalty area. And look at this calm, composed finishing as Erwin Herrera makes David Abidor go the other way. That makes it 2-0 for St. Louis FC as they continue to put their offensive stamp on this game. Tulsa FC, the visitors, they got into the flow of the action. Just a moment after that, Mark Pace, normally extremely reliable, lets one slide through his fingers on Anthony Peters with that side volley just wide of the near post. St. Louis FC wasn't finished. Look at this ball on the ground from Barklage. Jameel Hardware receives, turns, looks up. 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders. Scoops it over that last defender. Herrera lets it run for number 7, Jameel Hardware. Herrera looked up, thought he might have been offside. Stayed away from the play so that Hardware could run onto it. But dejected Jake Feener in the background there goes to dig it out of the back of the net. That was the third. Here's Peters inside the penalty area, or close to it, and tries to put it to that opposite side netting, but Mark Pace was alert this particular time. 3-0 at halftime in St. Louis's FC's favor, and I think you saw why. Some brilliant offense from the home side.
Glad you're back with us at Worldwide Technology Soccer Park in suburban St. Louis. Right across the other side of those trees is the Merrimack River, but normally this is a humidity hot zone, but tonight, while it's still in the mid to maybe lower 80s, it's not humid and a good night for these athletes to get out and run. And St. Louis, as you said, certainly have run right at the Tulsa defenders.
They really have, Bob, consistently throughout the entire first 45 minutes. The visiting Tulsa Roughnecks, when they had the opportunity, they did try to get forward. They tried to knock the ball around, find some seams, tried to break the line, whatever they could, but that last pass, it just wasn't there for them. And sometimes the balls were too direct into the penalty area. Pace could pluck them out easily. But whenever they lost the ball anywhere close to the center circle, St. Louis FC was off to the races. They were off the leash, all the offensive players, and they were going directly at goal.
Would there be any reason for Dale Schilly to change anything during the halftime talk with his players?
Well, as you speak of, Dale Schilly is talking now with Kentaro Takata and Chad Bond, possibly getting a feel from Chad Bond. How much longer can you go? How much longer do you want to go? Remember, we just got done with a very difficult stretch. We're going to have another game next weekend in Phoenix, and no telling when you're at Arizona United, coached by Frank Yallop, no telling how hot it might be out there. And speaking of the aforementioned Kentaro Takata, looks like he's going to be entering the game to start the second half.
You out there? So hot. Saw a dog chasing a cat. They were both walking.
Really?
Yeah, really hot.
Ladies and gentlemen,
very hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the comedy stylings of Bob Ramsey.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
That's it?
That's all we got, Bill.
Okay. So James Musa and Chad Bond will still continue to be the holders. Seth Rudolph remains in that first 11. Kentaro Takata, number 10, will come on for number 25, Brandon Barklage.
Barklage played a very nice first half.
Calm, composed on that right flank. We talked about the fact that he has been in MLS, a seasoned veteran, Barklage. Made a different living when he played for the New York Red Bulls in MLS as a right back and did quite well at that position, never having played it before. So he steps aside so Kentaro Takata can come on and begin the second half.
Bill Walterno Florist, your personal florist since 1983. Family owned and operated. Order online today at WKF.com. So we'll switch ends. Tulsa maybe hoping that it felt like they were playing uphill. Maybe they can go downhill this half.
Maybe there's some magic by switching ends and going to the opposite goal. There certainly was for St. Louis FC in that first half. And again, just a quick reminder that Kentaro Takata, who wears number 10 for St. Louis FC, comes on for Brandon Barklage.
Sent it in immediately, and Cochran heads it back to Mark Pace. Mark at his feet, then picks it up, and he'll roll it out to Sam Fink. Sam drives one hard, hoping there's Takata. There's the fresh legs, full speed for about 40 yards, ran it down, couldn't control it, and Tulsa gets it back.
Exact. There is a player who's just entered the game, Bob. A sprint from the opening center off of the second half.
Quick dead ball, and Tulsa goes again. Can't seem to find or seem to get their players where they want them. So we'll blast it forward. First touch passing along the side. And now kind of a dangerous situation. He'd like to throw it in from the left side. Top of the penalty area extended into the penalty area. They look to chest it down, make a play, bodies fly, no call, play on. Good play by Dixon. Back through the middle, Hardware. Oh, got to get Herrera back on side. Now Jamil has a man running, and it's offside. Rudolph thought that was going to come a little sooner.
So that was exactly the idea. Jamil Hardware again with some individual craftiness inside the center circle. Two center backs push forward. Seth Rudolph just a bit offside on that run.
Dixon, direct Herrera. Midfield, turns, he's got Musa with him. He's got Rudolph with him. Rolls it in, here comes Rudolph, shot! Oh, he put it over the crossbar! Bill, he could easily have a hat trick tonight.
Seth Rudolph, good running away from the ball. Who's the most important person? The person without the ball. Rudolph makes this entirely possible. Good running forward by Herrera, looks up, waits for the run of Rudolph, side foots it just over the top of the crossbar. Good running without the ball, making himself available for the through pass on the ground from Herrera.
He could easily have a hat trick.
Without any question. And then Dale Shilley, how do you keep him out of the first 11?
Well, the way he's played the first 47 minutes of this game, you see how he earned his spot, and you see why it'll be very hard to take it away from him.
Well, and you see how consistently training in a very difficult competitive environment
makes you better.
Made him rise to be a different soccer player.
Gary Lewis for Tulsa. Goes right to left, Ochoa. Rare touch. Senazaro. Tough play in the back. Marr wins it for Rudolph. To Marr, overlapping left side across the center line. Curls one through. He wanted Herrera, put a little too much hook on it. Broken up easily.
Good work nonetheless from St. Louis FC to come out of the backfield. 1, 2, 3, 4 one touches on the ground at people's feet. You can play against anybody playing that way.
Tulsa on the throw in. Back for Peters. Senazaro's going to send it all the way back to Feener.
You know, these Roughnecks, Bob, this is not a new team in American soccer. The old Tulsa Roughnecks of the NASL, they played from 78 to 84. They played at the old Skelly Stadium, a former GM, real character in American soccer. Noel Lemon, Charlie Mitchell, Victor the Legend Moreland, Billy Caskey, Winston DeBose, Diego Pesa played indoor soccer here in St. Louis. And yes, David Irving. David Irving played for them in 1980, their current coach.
It comes full circle.
It does.
Takata had a touch. They switch fields. They go left side. Marr. Rudolph. Musa. Back to Rudolph. Turns. Splits the D. Moves it on goal. He may have a shot. Takes a go at it. He scores! He scores! Oh, Rudolph! From 35 yards out. A pill in the upper left-hand corner. It looked like he might have a go at it, and he sure did.
Number 91, Seth Rudolph, begins it with his back to play. Lays it off for Musa. He's looking at the goalkeeper now, Bob. No one closes it down. From outside the penalty area arc! Into the roof of the net. What a blast from Cristiano Rudolph.
You couldn't throw the ball there from 5 yards out.
Wow, what a finish by Rudolph.
Oh, my.
The doctor just made a second house call.
4-0. It was. I wasn't trying to be facetious when I said he might have a go at it, but I didn't know he'd do that. He might have a go at it. And he saw the defenders had split looking for him to lay it off. And he said, well, if you're going to split, I'm going to take it.
If you're going to split and not close, I'm positively going to shoot it.
Now here comes St. Louis again. In on goal, roll one through. A shot, he scores! Oh, Herrera! Oh, baby!
Richard Dixon running out of the backfield. Surely they're using 15 people. Dixon running out of the back, knocks it across the goal mouth, and Herrera appears. Yet another for St. Louis FC. Richard Dixon, the talented Jamaican, across the goal mouth, left totally unattended is number 19, Irvin Herrera. And that is a fifth for St. Louis FC.
Well, we've got a long way to go in this one, but it's 2 games in a row that St. Louis has scored 5 against Tulsa.
Beautiful running coming in off the right flank from Richard Dixon across the goal mouth. Truth be told, maybe Richard might have slightly mishit that coming across the goal mouth, but it went directly to the feet of number 19, Irvin Herrera.
Well, that's the thing. You give both players credit for putting themselves in a position to be successful.
Breaking the line, go at goal.
Dixon may not have hit it exactly how he wanted, but Herrera ran hard, as you pointed out many times, without the ball and got it in an unbelievably dangerous spot. Made it look easy.
Where do I run to get this ball from Richard Dixon? Do I show early? Do I wait? Do I come towards him to work a 1-2? I'll just stay sideways. Maybe it gets to my feet. That's exactly what happened.
Bond runs it down. They look to clear. A frustrated Tulsa bunch trying to attack and get on the board. Look at Bond. Oh, then he lost it just when I praised him, and a quick shot goes over the crossbar.
Chad Bond, who's been a real worker for St. Louis FC in that holding position. Gus Villalobos, who really impressed early in this game for the visiting Roughnecks. Chad Bond just couldn't quite control that last bounce, and jumping onto it early was Villalobos. He wanted to get that ball back as quickly as possible, as high as possible up the field. Here's a change for the visiting Roughnecks. They bring on number 4, Matt Watley. He comes into the game for number 22, Gary Lewis.
Leaving the game, number 22, Gary Lennon. Entering the game, number 4, Matt Watley.
So Matt Watley comes on along with number 20, Carpio. Carpio comes on for number 24, Brady Ballou.
You think they may be cracking open a couple extra Budweisers in Belleville tonight, or maybe even a Falstaff?
Perhaps a Van Dyke.
Perhaps. Oh, the Belleville native, Seth Rudolph.
Owen Bell, Vegas. It's in Illinois. They might be bringing out some old style. Most probably a Heineken.
Pace brings it out with Marr and Musa. Now Rudolph with the touch. Hardware. Look at Rudolph. Look at Rudolph run. That was a song, wasn't it? Now Musa. Oh, had Marr, but just a half a step ahead.
Another attempt by Jameel Hardware to play that last ball on the ground through people. He's a little bit wide on the left. He tries to play it behind the defenders through the central part of the defense on the ground. Musa back the defender, but he's whistled up for the foul.
A frustrated Sammy Ochoa barking at one of the officials.
David Irving. In his second year with the Tulsa Roughnecks. Quite the background for the coach for the Tulsa Roughnecks, Bob. In 1978, he played for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers in the NASL before he joined the Tulsa Roughnecks. He played with George Best, Gerd Miller, Gordon Banks. So he's seen some of the absolute best soccer players in the world. A lot of people will tell you that George Best, like Alfredo Di Stefano, two of the greatest players who never had the opportunity to play in a World Cup.
There's a drive into the penalty area. Pace comes to punch it. No, he tried to grab it, and he did after a bobbled loose ball on a rebound, and a Tulsa player is down. Slowly getting up.
Flighted ball into the penalty area.
That's Abidor.
David Abidor, who's seen plenty of forwards running at him, even from either from a wide position, straight at him, or on an angle.
Musa back through the midfield. Has Rudolph, chests it left side, one man to beat. Gets an angle, gives it up. Herrera through the double team to the side, crosses one through side of the net. He wanted to get that in for Takata, who was coming in off the far side.
A nice little interchange again between number 19, Irvin Herrera, and number 91, Seth Rudolph. Herrera at the near post this particular time, Bob. Not shooting. He's trying to knock that ball across the goal mouth. Player runs onto that, simply redirects it.
Bond, corner kick. Sends it up for Hardware. Crosses into the area. Oh, toe poked away. Nice job by the defense because Herrera would have been wide open.
Good attempt by Jameel Harbor. Tried to pull the top of that ball. David Abidor was up into the penalty area. Trying to get on the end of this free kick for the Roughnecks. Rising to meet it, A.J. Cochran, Mark Pace. Both of whom bumped into.
I think he caught a knee from
David
Pace.
Abidor, yes. He very well might have. A.J. Cochran and Mark Pace were way in the air.
Yeah, it's quite a vertical for Mark Pace.
It is.
5-0 St. Louis in the 58th minute. This crowd has seen a treat tonight here in St. Louis.
Seth Rudolph with 2, Irvin Herrera with 2. Jameel Hardware with a lone tally of the 5. As we mentioned, Bob, St. Louis FC, the next weekend in June, June 18th, goes out to play at Arizona. Yet another new team in this league. They're coached by Frank Yallop, who's had tons of experience. Excuse me, not a new team, but a new coach in Frank Yallop, who's had tons of experience MLS-wise. Houston, San Jose.
Hardware lost it in a triple team. They try to get it through. Nice little one touch.
Very nice, quick movement by the Roughnecks. Early on the ground, 1 and 2 touch.
Cochran knocked it away. Tulsa says, well, we're still going to play. It's 5-0, but we're still going to play. They send it in for Dvorin. He's knocked off the ball. Nice play by Dixon.
Richard Dixon back to help out defensively. As you well know, Bob, as we've seen in so many games, more than willing to contribute to the attack. The Jamaican, number 2, Richard Dixon, really gets forward nicely, as does the left back for St. Louis FC, Parker Marr.
Fink curled on him a little bit. Gets it back for Marr. Parker up the left sideline. Has Musa. Look at him turn on the speed. Oh, nifty play. Tripped up. Quick burst of speed. He was so quick.
Right in the shin, I believe,
Yep,
Bob. But
taken down.
Yeah, what happened there, Bob, was that first touch by James. A little bit too far ahead of him. And this is, I can't believe, I was just going to say, in the 60th minute, winning 5-0 at home, no one get hurt.
Right. At what point do you say, get the veterans out with and who does it and when and those sorts of things.
Knock the ball around, and usually right about now as we get into the 60th, 61st minute is when coaches begin to make changes.
Jordan Roberts
seems to be okay.
Crowd cheering. Seth Rudolph comes out.
Here's the end result of that play.
Oh, at the knee.
Ooh, right at
Both
the knee.
knees.
Both knees.
One with the foot and one knee to knee, or foot to knee.
Well, that's what happens when a ball gets a little bit too far in front of you and you're beating a team by a score of 5-0.
Rudolph comes out to a nice round of applause. Won't you drive my sleigh tonight?
Seth Rudolph, who's had a wonderful game, seats himself next to Sean Clancy and Brandon Barklage. Rudolph with 2 tonight. Coming on is Jordan Roberts, who has been electrifying himself when placed into the lineup for St. Louis FC.
Bond out of the corner. Left corner for Chad. On the kick. High, far post. Leaping high to make the plays. Jake Feener, who you say, boy, what a miserable night giving up 5. He's made some spectacular saves, but the onslaught's been too much.
He's done well. The offense has been a little bit too much, and the offense has been usually a case of people getting in solo behind the last defender, or people beating 2 or 3 defenders on the dribble.
Tulsa breaks up a play and now has a chance to go for it. Abidor, and they want the left side. Oh, it's a tough slide tackle by Dixon. Broke up the run.
Making the run, number 8, Taylor Morgan out on that left flank. Nice defending. Good tackle in the open field by Richard Dixon.
Dumped it in. Back heel, Villalobos. Tried to go back through the middle. Chip one to the right side, looking for Senazaro. He'd come forward. Gary Senazaro on the throw-in. Look to turn, have a go at it. Nice play and a good shot by Carpio, but the save made by Mark Pace. He saw it all the way.
Carpio, who just entered this match moments ago, one of the players that David Irving saw at a combine down in Florida. Native of Guatemala. Number 20, Carpio.
Sam Fink with A.J. Cochran. They'll go right to left. Marr runs it down. Parker gives it up to Jordan Roberts. Roberts dumps it back. Bond, one touch, back for Cochran. They're looking to try and get Takata involved. He heads it.
That was nice work by Takata to keep that ball alive and find a teammate.
Fink again. Drives it. Once Roberts, we've seen his legs late in games really work. He ran under that one. On his back, turns. Roberts. Well defended, gets it back to Musa. James pushed from behind. Eyes the goal, then drops it back. Turning is Jameel Hardware in a double team. They boot it out. St. Louis will throw it in.
Hardware again in those tight spaces, Bob. Tries to face up as quickly as possible and be right at that defender.
Roberts and Bond. Now Roberts again. Spun off the ball. St. Louis will get it back.
Jordan Roberts determined to go right at goal as quickly as possible.
Marr on the throw-in with Roberts. Parker saves it. Pulls his way into the corner, but it's taken away.
Talk about Chinarazzo.
In the midfield, Ochoa with a rare touch tonight. Gets it through the middle. They move it forward. Dvorin. Back up top, Abidor. Nice little one-touch play, but broken up as Musa gave up the body a little bit, also fouled. And a yellow card.
Yellow card issued to number 8, Taylor Morgan. He just made his appearance coming into the second half.
So that goes in St. Louis's favor. Off that collision. Marr and Musa. Ahead with Hardware. He was trying to hold it and then kind of hand it off to Jordan Roberts, but the defender would have none of it.
And the ball just got stuck under his feet a little bit.
Oh, nifty play by Musa on the throw-in. Flipped it right over Villalobos, who couldn't get it back. Musa fighting again to recover the ball.
Wins the ball back with a nice tackle in the open field.
Hardware splits a triple team, and Jamil sends it right for Dixon. Dixon on approaches the arc, gets it through, has a man, gets in deep, loose ball, diving save by Feener. Herrera never could quite get to it.
Good attempt by Richard Dixon. Dribbles all the way to the tip of the penalty area where everyone was standing in a straight line, Bob. Just puts it in behind the defense. Good attempt by Dixon.
67th minute, 5-0. A long ball flighted in, settled, moving in on goal, a shot, a save.
Taylor Morgan whistled up offside.
Yep.
There's Morgan. Just made his appearance into the game, second half a moment ago. Played his intercollegiate soccer at George Mason. And speaking of changes, Bob, this is what you've been talking about. 2 players going to come on for St. Louis FC.
Tyler David, number 12.
The graduate assistant at St. Louis University last year, Jacob Bushu, to the far left.
Number 17.
And a senior from St. Louis University last year on that same team, Tyler David.
So a couple of Billikens
David comes on for Chad Bond.
You know anybody?
Jacob Bushu comes on for Richard Dixon.
You don't know any other Billikens, do you?
I'm sorry?
You don't know any other Billikens, do you?
I know some of them. Some of them still around from 1959. Richard Dixon, another good job at right back tonight.
Great job. So we wondered when Dale Schilly would make some of these moves, and now it has occurred. 68th minute, 5-0.
And right now, Bob, St. Louis FC playing with 9 field players. A.J. Cochran attending us a footwear issue. Has to go to the 4th official to be recognized by the referee, Kevin Terry Jr.
Tyler David and Jamil Hardware cycling through the middle. Lost it out of play. Look, trying to get it to Takata again. More substitutions coming for both teams.
Another change for
Pellegrino.
Adriano Pellegrino. He comes onto the field. He's from Australia, Bob. He had been in Thailand. Also spent 1 year in Greece. Member of Australia's under-20 national team. Pellegrino.
Parker Marr staying in the game. He's battling and gets it ahead. Comes St. Louis, Jordan Roberts. Roberts, will he move left? He does. Has an open look. Takes a shot. He just fanned on it. Oh, he squibbed it just barely because he had the far post. He had his target and missed. Just
higher far post area, yawning wide open for number 23, Jordan Roberts. Goes at that last defender, the right back. You know he's going to take him on. He does just that. Beats number 4, Watley, a new addition in the second half. Cuts it across his body and just past the opposite post. That could have been a 6 for St. Louis FC.
Letting one fly. Up top, pace is there.
Good attempt by Pellegrino. He simply turned, thought he might have had an opportunity to chip the goalkeeper, Mark Pace.
At this point, you say, why not if you're Tulsa, right?
Give it a go. Get anything into the penalty area. Maybe dribble at the defenders, win a free kick from outside the penalty area.
David, then Takata, wanted to get it up for, oh, look at Hardware. Took it away again. Left-footed shot, hit the crossbar after a deflection. It's live. Oh, what a shot, and how Feener stopped that, I'll never know. What a great play by Feener.
Wonderful goalkeeping again by number 25, Jake Feener, as Jameel Hardware somehow and in some way gets another ball under control, digs it away from the two defenders, comfortably with the ball at his feet. He's obviously at ease taking people on, number 7 Hardware, and he has really grown into that position, Bob. The position we talk about is so vital underneath that top striker. You're going to play with one striker, there has to be assistance. Hardware's providing it. Here he is again against Watley. Across his body, shoots, no, keeps it again with his left. Feeder gets his hands to it, turns it against the face of the crossbar. Jake Feeder, leaping save, and coming on, replacing Irvin Herrera. Wonderful job tonight, who has 2 goals. Points to the new hairdo. Number 20, Vince Cicerelli, comes on.
Now an opportunity for Tulsa, broken up in the back. Takata will clear it. Gets it to Hardware, back to Kentaro Takata. Moving it forward. Going to try and make a move there, couldn't. Cleared back to Takata. Hardware stumbles, was able to get it to Musa. James just sends one in deep. You're into the game, you got fresh legs. Jordan, go get it. Jordan Roberts runs it down in the left corner. Roberts, one-on-one. Roberts, left foot, right. Step over, brings it back. Well defended, says, okay, I'll go back to Parker Moore. Now Musa, back to Roberts. New man to challenge. A double team. Takes a quick shot. That was blocked deep in the back. Nice block by Watley.
Pellegrino does a nice job to come back and get it.
Looking for Ochoa. He's double teamed again. Not nary a sniff tonight.
Getting no joy whatsoever tonight is number 9, Sammy Ochoa.
Takata was offside. On a long
offside
pass.
Initially, then came back to be in an onside position. Takata, who made the start in the 11 to begin the second half, coming on for Brandon Barklage. So in the last 2 games against Tulsa, Bob, number 19, Irvin Herrera, has 6 goals. That's fairly good production.
That's not bad. And having said all that, the man that they will be scratching their head about and how they missed it will be Rudolph.
Where
Seth Rudolph changed the game.
Yes. They're used to the other players who've been playing wide for St. Louis FC. Mike Ambersley, who's a veteran in this league, as well as the NASL, and the newfound talent, Shiloh Chuma, but both of them nursing hamstrings.
Takata taken down hard on the side. Tulsa gets it and brings it back.
So St. Louis FC, if they could hold on to win tonight, would gather 3 points. They'd rise to 19 points, be level with Rio Grande Valley with those 19 points for 3rd place in this difficult Western Conference.
Nice play by Carpio. Diagonal ball past Bushu. Jacob looks to run it down.
Good chasing by Bushu, defensive-wise.
Through the middle. Takata couldn't take it away. Looking to set up Ochoa into the corner, booted away. Well, St. Louis hasn't given up on that part of the game plan, have they?
No, they have not, Bob. And Tulsa continues, despite that they're 5-0 down, continues to try to get the ball in the penalty area, make things happen.
Pellegrino out of the left corner. St. Louis lines up. Pellegrino curls one in, out high, header loose, gets down and runs it they run it down all the way to the right corner from the left.
Boy, that was a dangerous ball whistled in by Pellegrino across the goal mouth.
St. Louis puts the pressure on. Jordan Roberts, what a run. Or check that Cicerelli. Cicerelli, great run through the midfield. Has Takata, lays it off. Here comes Jordan Roberts. Settles, waits, shoots, scores! Jordan Roberts! Started by Cicerelli, handed off to Takata, and Roberts finishes. What a play! What great teamwork! All the way through all three fields.
This play is made possible by the new addition who just came on. A ball sent into the half of the field where Vince Cicerelli tracks it down, lays it on the ground, plays it early for Takata with the outside of his left to Jordan Roberts, receives with the outside of his right, touches again, curls it into the opposite side of the goal. Very nicely done. Vince Cicerelli, good work to run, make that play possible, faces up, lays it off for Takata, who finds Jordan Roberts.
Roberts' first goal of the year. He finished it. Well, that was a team goal.
Positively.
From back to front.
Late in the game, the offense still alive. That's the second goal of the year for Roberts. If you count his Open Cup goal against AFC Cleveland when he scored along with Jameel Hardware.
Well, I'm counting it. That's two.
Positively. But good work by Roberts and Takata, but in particular, Vince Cicerelli, who made that play.
Headed away. Off of Parker Marr, they'll throw it in. Senazaro gets it back, gives it up to Ochoa. Marked well by Parker Marr. He's tried this right side more in the second half, but Marr has done to him what Dixon had done to him. Not let him get a sniff. They dump it in. Try to head it down in a dangerous place.
Yeah, that was a nice attempt. Pellegrino clipped it in again. Taylor Morgan couldn't get any end of it. He tried to knot it down for a teammate.
Tulsa regains possession. 78th minute, 6-0, St. Louis. Well, we wondered if this place would go nuts, if it was an offensive explosion, and we were right. Heck, the St. Louis cannon, I wonder if they have enough ammo. Another one rolled through. In on goal, Cicerelli, toe poke, scores! Cicerelli! He draws Feener off his line, poked it over his head and scores! Cicerelli!
Jake Feener is more or less saying, well, is anybody going to defend? But a wonderful through ball again from Jameel Hardware, and Vince Cicerelli with the outside of his left. Look at this ball on the ground. In behind the defense, Vince Cicerelli with the outside of his left, and also a bit of a toe on it, as you pointed out, Bob. A little toe poke from number 20, Vince Cicerelli. 7-0 for the home side into the 79th minute.
How did he do that? Kind of just off his to the left side of the toe, but kind of a flip with the foot.
Outside of his left, and as Dale Shilley has told me many times, if Vince Cicerelli gets him behind you, you will not catch him. But another beautiful ball on the ground from Jameel Hardware.
Well, he had set up the previous goal beautifully, but he was the third man, so he didn't get an assist. So he gets one of his own to get on the books. Nice job. Hardware again. What a night he's had. Takata through the middle. Takata chips it ahead. He had a man running under it. He had Tyler David running under that one. Takata again with Tyler David. Swings it right. Bouchou. Jacob on the sideline. Back with Tyler David. Now Musa again. Brilliant night by James. And it all starts in the back. Cochran and Fink. Steady. Steady as you go.
You have to have center backs who can join, who can play out of the back. And that's why a lot of drills, a goodly number of the drills, competitive ones for St. Louis FC, players who are neutral, players at each end, they're always the center. Center backs have to be able to get that ball to the backfield on the ground at people's feet.
What I love about St. Louis's pair, they play with no fear, but they incite fear in the opposition.
They're two strong defenders, very good in the air. Opponents throughout their youth careers with various academies now joined at center backs for St. Louis FC. And as I pointed out when we first came on, Bob, A.J. Cochran, the only man who's played every minute of every game for St. Louis FC so far.
Cochran and Fink are rugged. They're savvy, obviously talented, calm and composed at all times. Cochran.
And never lose sight of the value of a left-footed center back who can drive that ball to the opposite wing corner flag along with Sam Fink. Both are more than capable of sending the long ball, or that ball on the ground on an angle, or up through the center circle to the striker's feet.
7-0, St. Louis possesses the ball in this gigantic lead. Takata tried to roll one through, and
well, your first sentence when we came on the air tonight was, I think this team's ready for an offensive explosion.
Well, he's been able, Dale's been able to, the lineup has been cohesive. Couple little changes here and there, but, and then, you know, that little bit of spice that makes the soup just right was Rudolph tonight. But this is a group now that's played together. Now here's another long run, moving in on goal. Set up, double team, lost it, still in front. Left-footed shot over the crossbar. A marvelous opportunity.
Doing the running. Another beautiful through ball from Kentaro Takata. Across the goal mouth, looking for number 20, Vince Cicerelli, looking for his 5th of the year.
A St. Louis-based worldwide technology recognized by Fortune magazine as one of the 100 best places to work 5 years in a row. Worldwide technology. Back through the middle, there's Hardware again. Oh, he and Roberts miscommunicated. They would have had another good run at it. Now Tulsa on the move. Carpio, double team knocked away out. Make sure to tune in every Friday night to the Big 550 KTRS FC Soccer Weekly. It's on 7 to 9 p.m. with interviews from players and coaches and executives from around the league. KTRS FC Soccer Weekly every Friday, 7 to 9. Bodies collide and hit the deck, and St. Louis will get the ball back. Oh, we got a cramp down there. I believe it's Parker Marr. He's cramping up.
Yeah, and by that time, Bob, by next Friday's show, the quarterfinals of the Copa America will have been played. The 16th at the CenturyLink Field in Seattle, and also the 17th at East Rutherford, New Jersey at MetLife Stadium.
G&W Meat and Bavarian Style Sausage Company, proud to be the official brat of St. Louis FC. Over 50 years as a family-owned St. Louis tradition. You can't beat G&W Meat. Mark Pace to midfield. Ochoa, he gives it up there as Pellegrino.
Pellegrino and Carpio have been very lively since they entered into the second half for Tulsa Roughnecks FC.
Good run there by Bond, very physical forward.
Yeah, Taylor Morgan, who likes to get forward. He's
Taylor Morgan,
trying to create things, Bob, for the visiting Roughnecks.
Takata splits the double team. Oh, they go down, but what? He said, okay, I'm going to go right through the closing gap right there.
Kentaro Takata dribbling, adding a little pressure to himself by drawing those two defenders, but more or less saying, hey, I'm the 10 shirt. I'm going to get into scoring here. Number 23, Pellegrino, standing next to number 23, Jordan Roberts. Two second half changes for both teams have been very lively tonight.
Walter No Florist, your personal florist since 1983. Family owned and operated. Order online today at WKF.com.
This will be curled into the penalty area.
It is. They run on a shot. They score on a header. Wow. What a great play and a designed play.
Positively a designed play. Number 23, Pellegrino, whistles it into the penalty area. And number 20, Carpio, we just mentioned, Bob. Both these players have been very lively for the Tulsa Roughnecks. And
big time goal.
Number 20, Carpio, runs onto this ball. Beautifully furnished to him by number 23, Pellegrino. In behind Mark Pace. In behind any goalkeeper in the world, as a matter of fact. Nicely engineered free kick play by number 20, Carpio, and number 23, Pellegrino.
86th minute, 7-1 our score. Marr for Hardware. Roberts tips it ahead, but Jamil had already stopped his run. In the air, battled for, and Marr comes away with the ball. He's got Musa.
Tulsa Roughnecks FC goal scored by number 20.
Bushu rather. Up the right side. Bushu has nowhere to go, tries to run the sideline. Jacob turns in the corner, gets an angle on the end line. Tries to come back through the middle, and a double team still hangs onto the ball. Pokes it through, another shot. Oh, the save by Feener.
Good work by Feener to immediately come off his goal line at that near post. Saw the danger developing again against number 7, Jamil Hardware.
Bushu made that run. He thought, well, eating up the clock, nothing much will come of it, but he sure made something out of it. Now they move it again. Ochoa shot it well wide. Mark Pace comes out and dives on it.
Good ball into.
Or is that
that
Morgan?
Taylor Morgan.
Taylor Morgan.
Good ball into him by Pellegrino. Received, turned. Tried to make something happen. Did Morgan, a second half change.
Tulsa. Now Ochoa. Sends it through. Cochran's there. Pokes it ahead. Broken up by Abador. He swings it to the left side. Raymond Lee. Back through the middle. Nice tackle by Musa to take it away. Cochran curls it back to the middle. I think he wanted James, got away from him. Hardware puts some pressure on.
Much better now by Tulsa here.
Yep. They look to roll it through, a little give and go, but just a half a step behind Henry. Through the middle, broken up. Jamil Hardware. Run down, they play on. Gives it up to Roberts. Back to Hardware at the center line. Curls at the midfield. Tyler David. David up the right side. Has Bushu running with him. To the penalty area. Lets it fly. Hit the goal post. Still loose and knocked away. In play. What a rocket from Tyler David.
Tyler David from distance, who had the defender dropping off him, realizing the possible through ball could have went to Jacob Bushu running up on that right flank.
Roberts keeps the possession back to David. Tyler wants his left foot, then pokes it back right. Little give and go. Tripped up from behind in the area. Tripped again. Gets it back up top. A shot. They score. Takada. Oh, what a play. Are they waving it off?
Waving off. Bob saying he's offside. Yeah.
Oh. Takada disagrees, but not this time.
You've got 7, guys. You don't need an 8th. That's what the referee, Kevin Terry Jr., is saying to Takada. Good effort, though, by Tyler David to keep that ball alive.
Takada gets one, takes one back in the midfield and lets it fly over the end line as we get into the 90th minute. Don't forget G&W Meat and Bavarian-style sausage. Celebrating over 50 years as a family-owned St. Louis tradition. You can't beat G&W Meat. Both teams content to play this one out, and they have done so. 7-1, an absolute shellacking. No one could have predicted this. No one could have predicted the impact that Seth Rudolph into the lineup would make. You hoped, you'd planned on it being a positive, but that's an off-the-charts positive by Rudolph.
Made a dramatic difference, did Rudolph, and everybody who started the game in the first 11, offensive-wise, contributed to the overall complexion of what was going to transpire in this game. Dale Schilly, the head coach, said 3 points cures a lot of ills. It certainly does. But offensively, the way the offense was developed, and in particular, Bob, again, I mentioned the play of number 7, Jameel Hardware.
Wow, what a
who
night.
now playing behind that lone front runner is running from sideline to sideline, making it totally easy for everybody to pay. Surely this is a misprint.
Look at these numbers.
23-9 for St. Louis FC. You can see the shots on goal, the corner kick. Clearly an offensive display of domination by St. Louis FC with a 7-1 victory.
You used the phrase heals a lot of ills, as St. Louis, with 3 points tonight, goes from 6th place all the way to a tie for 4th.
And this is how it all began with Seth Rudolph simply redirecting that ball to the opposite side netting. Then James Musa on the run for Irvin Herrera. Cuts it back, puts it into the other roof of this other side roofing of the net. Jameel Hardware, just talked about him with his running. Good ball on the ground. Herrera leaves it for the running of Hardware. Seth Rudolph, a little back and forth with James Musa. He's going to shoot this ball into the upper corner. Blistering offensive display. It continues. Herrera runs onto a ball from the right flank from Richard Dixon. This time on the ground. Cicerelli again on the ground from Takata to Jordan Roberts. Curls it into that opposite side netting. They're not finished. Another through ball from Hardware. This time to Vince Cicerelli. A second half change. Then Pellegrino. Nice ball flighted in for Carpio. A first of the game for the visiting Tulsa Roughnecks FC. But there's the final, 7-1. Offensively, a pure blowout in demonstration and technique by St. Louis FC tonight.
St. Louis will go to Arizona in their next outing, Arizona United SC, and that will be 9:30 Central Time. Arizona near the bottom of the standings. When you go on the road, you can't take anything for granted.
You cannot, Bob, and in particular in this very difficult Western Conference. Arizona United in 9th place with 9 points. They've played 10 games, but right now St. Louis FC vaults, as I mentioned, with addition of this 3 points to 19 points. They are now tied for 3rd place with an expansion team, Rio Grande Valley FC. The LA Galaxy's in 2nd place. They have 21 points, and tied at the top for 1st place with 22 points apiece, Vancouver Whitecaps and the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, a team that St. Louis FC lost to before they came home to play this game.
Well, that's going to wrap things up for us, but a lot more soccer talk coming your way on the radio side. The Big 550 KTRS. Jim Hewer and the gang will have all you need to know, not just here from St. Louis, but around the world. So, final score once again, 7-1. St. Louis over Tulsa.